Greetings, folks. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com, back to talk to you about chronic wellness. So today I am gonna jump outside my perfect comfort zone and talk to you about the coronavirus. And I guess the reason it's outside of my perfect comfort zone is that I'm not an expert on the coronavirus. I'm learning about it alongside all of you as we see the devastation that it is wreaking in our world, as we hear the reports of cities in China being just utterly quarantined, and as we watch the news stories about the leaps that it has made into our country and others, and learn more about it, but not so much that, I feel qualified to speak on it. And yet, as I've mentioned to you, I'm going to Seattle. And Seattle is one of the cities in the United States where there has been not an outbreak, but certainly some representation of the coronavirus. And so I called the hospital where I get treatment to say, as a person who is immune compromised and on heavy immunosuppression, should I come to my appointments? This is a respiratory virus. I have a lung disease. I am immune suppressed. Should I come? And thankfully, a nurse called me back and said, not the perfect answer, which would be yes or no, but called me back nonetheless and said, here are the precautions we are taking at our hospital. We have people at every entrance turning away people with respiratory illness, asking them to go home. And otherwise, we are expecting everyone at our hospital to practice coronavirus CDC protocols. So it is up to you, patient, as to whether or not you keep or cancel your appointments, but that's what's happening here. So there it is. Do I make a decision out of self-protection and some amount of fear? Do I proceed? Is that foolish? There's a lot of risk. And if I were to be exposed, there's a great deal of risk. And yet, am I going to be in spaces where I would be exposed? I'm going to a hospital. I don't know. What would you do? What are you doing? How are you being impacted by the coronavirus? Are you being impacted? Has your family been impacted? Oftentimes those of us with chronic illness are least available to go out into the world, to perhaps be working, to certainly be traveling. And so maybe we are at least risk for exposure in that regard. And now I've got to decide if I'm going to put myself at risk for exposure. What would you do? I'd love to hear from you. So sound off. Leave me a comment. Surf over to my Facebook. Get on my Instagram. Tell me what you think. Weigh in. Should I go to the hospital or not? All right. I'll rejoin this conversation tomorrow, but in the meantime, avoid exposure. Be well.